Good morning, everyone. Samantha from Starkey Farmstead. So I wanted to go over a couple of things you can be doing right now to secure your chickens for winter without having to use heat lamps or outside heat sources. Now, I understand that I am located in southeast Louisiana, and the worst I could look at is a week long of 17-degree weather. No, look at him. He stole my, y'all, give me that. He stole my rake. Because I'm gonna show you guys what I'm doing. So here at Starkey Farmstead, I really do try not to have to use heat lamps on any of my animals. And there are ways to do it. My thing is this: what if I lose power? Okay? What if I accidentally burn my home and my animals up with a heat lamp? And it happens every year. You can notice this is open, right? So it's real windy. I did a video earlier and I told you guys I'm going to be dropping a tarp from here down to the ground, zip tying it here to stop the north wind off of the different roosting poles. Now let me turn the camera around and talk about the roosting poles. Different shapes and different types. Notice circular metal, square wood, triangular metal. There's also a wood roosting pole on the other side over there during the day when they just want to roost and get away from each other. So I offer different types of roosting poles. I have them pretty high up. If you notice, there is a tarp above their head. As their heat dissipates up, the tarp stops it, presses it back down. But let me show you what I'm going to do here underneath the different roosting poles. First thing I did was I wet it down real good. I got all their manure good and wet, which is what this hen is doing. So I compost in my chicken. This area good and wet. Now what I'm going to do is bring in a lot of green and brown materials and pile it up. See here where I started doing it earlier. Bringing in wheelbarrows of leaves. Lots and lots of leaves, you guys. The leaves, as they poop, and they poop on the leaves and they scratch through it, they're going to turn that into an amazing compost that you're going to use in the spring to do your garden. This is going to keep this whole composting area, their coop, their run, from getting real muddy and them ending up with something like bumblefoot. It also helps keep parasites down. So what I'm going to do is take my handy dandy pitchfork, get in here and flip all this compost over and mix it in with the leaves. As you get in here and you start flipping this compost, your chickens are going to get very excited. They always do, guys. By composting in your coop, you're saving yourself so much time, money, and energy, all right? I know a lot of people do not have bare earth bottoms to their coops. It's okay. Bring in some shredded materials, cardboard, coffee grounds, shredded wood, pine straw, hay, leaves, and just dump it all over whatever concrete or gravel, whatever you're working on. The chickens will still turn it into compost, okay? It cuts down on the flies, on the odor. It's just using your space. This is how the older people did. Now, I've got plenty of acreage. I could let my chickens free range all the time. The problem for me is I'm surrounded by thick pine forest, which means snakes. So when I let my ladies out, they like to lay up in those woods over there, and I don't want to be hunting eggs. So 9 months out of the year, they stay in the coop and the run. 3 months out of the year, during the worst of winter, they have free range of the garden and the yard. It cuts down on feed bills, keeps them healthy, and makes sure that they're moving around enough in the winter to keep their body heat up. So just some tips, you guys. Like I said, I'm going to keep doing this, flipping this, and I'm going to come back and layer it with green and brown materials right here underneath where they're going to roost at night. What that's going to do is going to heat from here as it composts. That ambient heat is going to rise, warming underneath their bodies. They're going to fluff up, trap the warm air against their body, and then what dissipates gets caught up here and goes back down. It'll be tarped on this side, therefore creating a very warm environment here that will not need heat lamps. And they survived last year a week in 17 degrees on these roosting poles using this system that I'm setting up. I really hope this helps you. Think outside the box. You don't have to use heat lamps. Our forefathers did not have heat lamps. They did not have any kind of ambient heat for their chickens, but they understood how to create warmth from above and below and how to trap the wind from hitting the chickens. If you do all of that, even if it drops below zero, your chickens will be okay. God bless you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Drop in the comments, how are you winterizing your chickens? Oh, you guys, being off work for 2 weeks, I can feel it. Anyway, here's a little bit of what I'm doing. Mixing the compost in with all the leaves. Now what the chickens are gonna do is break that down. They're eating the worms right now. I'm gonna come back in, layer it with green materials, which can be like coffee grounds, green leaves, fresh plant material, grass clippings, but I'll also add browns, like your leaves, dead wood, shredded cardboard. Mix all that up in here on top of where I've already mixed it up, where they're standing. Wet it down real good to help it start breaking down, and that'll start heating up as they poop on top of it. Their poop is so hot, it's gonna heat that compost up, and it's gonna provide its own heat for them, and I don't have to provide the heat. They themselves can do it if you give them the right materials for them to work with. I really hope this helps you guys just understand how animals survive without human interaction. But if you are going to cage them or raise them, then you are required to provide them what they're going to need to create a space that they can keep themselves warm enough in. So God bless you. I hope that you like this. And just to let you guys know, I have baby chicks in here. Oh, I see an egg stuck. Her right there, she's got baby chicks underneath her. So there's chick feed on the ground, watering areas for her. She's sitting on her eggs. She'll keep those babies warm and taken care of, and I don't have to do anything. She'll make sure that none of these other chickens mess with them. So again, I'm hatching chicks in, basically it's October 31st. So we're hatching chicks beginning of November, the beginning of winter here in Louisiana, and I don't need heat lamps. So God bless you guys. Get out there, figure it out, you guys. Time's running short. Get your food settled. You guys are seeing this begin to be built. Notice there are corn stalks and hay, leaves, rabbit manure. I'm gonna go inside and get some coffee grounds and some eggshells. All of that. I'm just gonna keep piling it up and piling it up. And yeah, in the next day or two, they're probably gonna smear this pile everywhere. I'm gonna have to come back out here, pile it back up again. But it is going to begin to break down and heat up. And that, you guys, that's what I'm aiming for. So all these empty watermelon husk around here, I'm gonna move that back and stuff it in the center as it breaks down. It's gonna put off heat. I'll put some comfrey in the middle of the pile. That'll also help heat it up really quickly, because comfrey is an amazing plant to use in your composting piles. When they lose heat, you can heat your compost pile back up with several comfrey leaves mashed together and kind of wet, and that'll definitely heat your pile back up. So those are just a few little, tips giving you guys to help you kind of figure out how you want to do your coop for winter. But guys, you don't have to go spend a lot of money. You do not have to put artificial heat lamps in your coop, but you are going to have to put some muscle behind it. And you are going to have to set it up so that there's a compost pile heating up underneath their roosting poles. All right, God bless you guys. Thanks for watching Storky Farmstead. So I came out here, I got my grass. I got some corn stalks. I got some llama beans that I didn't get harvested in time. Look, these chickens are fixing to have a blast, you guys. Grass, leaves, it's going back in the coop. Got the comfrey on the bottom. Got some half-rotted watermelons in there. These chickens are fixing to be in chicken heaven, y'all. Daddy comes home with his lunch. You guys aren't getting Dad's food.
Lick it up to ketchup.
Look at Atlas.
Y'all don't want this. This shit make you hot. This stuff make you hot.
Sit down.
Yeah, he just nose.
Which one?
This one. Jumped in the truck and stuck his face all up in mine.
Look at the three of them. So the oldest dog is the little one, then the German Shepherd, then the Dogo. The Dogo isn't even a year old yet. Hammer figured it out first. Samson still has hope, and Atlas should just, he'll persevere. Hammer's like, y'all are dumb. He's not giving it up, dude. He's not, well, maybe just let me sit here. Those tails.
You jump up and grab mine, I tell you what, I will punch you.
You won't do it but once, booby. Look, he's turning on his butt in circles. Hammer said, let me try the down position. Maybe this is the right. That's Dad's lunch. You got. Oh, Samson's like, maybe I should try down too. That's Daddy's lunch. Y'all not getting it.
That bite?
Y'all just ate. Nobody's hungry on this farm. Don't look pathetic. All right, you guys, when you're finished, that should be what it looks like, all right? Just pile a bunch of stuff up. As that begins to decompose, it's gonna start putting the heat off. It's gonna go straight up underneath these roosting poles, get caught by the tarp, and there you go. That's how you do it. Now you can take your water, even though I know it's cold, but you still really want to wet this down, okay? What that's going to do is help it decompose. It's going to get the heat going, all right? So compost needs to be wet in the beginning. That's why you see people always wetting their compost piles down. So do not skip this step, or it'll take a really long time for this to do what you want it to, and that's to heat underneath your chickens. That's a lot of material there. This is just one big wheelbarrow of green. What I'll probably do is bring in 2 wheelbarrows of brown, dump it on top, another wheelbarrow full of green. Get the compost that's already underneath, that's already made, get it good and wet too. It's gonna bring in the bugs, the earthworms, and like I said, it's just gonna break down that much faster. They don't mind it wet. And as you can tell, I put some big pieces of fruits and vegetables in there. Some heavier material like corn stalks and pieces of okra plants. That takes a little longer to break down, that woodier type material, but it's just part of a natural composting pile, so make sure you're adding that in there too. All right, that should be good and wet enough. Put my water hose back where it belongs. There you go. And let me point out what happened while I was working. 2 of my ladies snuck out of the pen. This is why I tell you guys, make sure you're training your dogs, okay? A lot of people get upset when things happen on their farm or in their lives. They're like, oh, my dogs. Train them before this happens, because it's gonna happen, all right? It's even if you keep them cooped, eventually they're gonna find a way out. Now him, very proud of him. He did not chase him, but he's also only 10 months old, so I put him up because he's a hunting dog, and now he looks really sad because he can't come out of his pen for the rest of the day till his dad gets home in 3 hours, because I can't risk it. He's never been out alone free ranging when the chickens were free ranging, so why risk it? But I will tell you this, he saw the chickens, I saw the chickens, he noticed me, I told him to kennel, and he kenneled on command. No accidents, no trouble. He was a good boy, huh, Sammy? Yeah, he's a good boy. So train your dogs because eventually your chickens are going to get out. And I don't know if you've ever seen a dog kill a chicken, but it's not fun, it's not pretty, and I wouldn't want you to have to live through that. So God bless you. Again, thank you for watching Starkey Farmstead.